Hello, physicists. So I'm going to go through how to use a slope solver to find the slope and then the equation of a line. So first of all, we have a graph here. And your first step, the slope solver tells you what to do, and it's pick 2 points and label them. So here's 2 points. These points are nice to pick because they fall across grid lines. So for example, a point right here would not be nice to pick because it doesn't fall nicely across a grid line on the y-axis, so it's not easy to read. But these two fall perfectly across grid lines, and I've labeled this one point 1 and point 2. Point 1, you read the x value first, and you put your finger on the point, and then you just trace it downwards to read the x-axis. And the x value of point 1 is 1, and you would label that x1. It's the x value of point 1. To read the y-axis, you just take your finger from the point and trace it to the left over to the y, and it has a y value of 2. And that you label as y1. So point 1 has an x1, which is 1, and a y1, which is 2. We're going to do the same thing for point 2. Point 2, we first read the x-axis, and that looks like point 2 has an x value of 5. And then we read the y-axis. Point 2 has a y value of 5 as well. So point 2 is 5, 5, and that's labeled x2, y2. That's point 2's x value and point 2's y value. All right, so then the solver tells us to calculate the rise. So it tells us that's y2 minus y1. Well, y2, if we've labeled it, we can just read what it is. And so our y2 is 5. And our y1, again, if we labeled it, we can just read what it is. Our y1 is 2. So we're taking our second y value, writing that here, and subtracting our first y value, writing that there. So 5 minus 2 equals 3. Our next step is to calculate the run. And so we have to read our x value, our x2 value, which is 5 in this example. And we subtract our x1 value, which is 1. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Last step is to divide the rise by the run. So our rise is 3. We calculated that up here. And our run is 4. So we take 3 divided by 4. And in physics, the decimal answer is more helpful. So you take 3 divided by 4, hit equals on your calculator, and you get 0.75. All right, so now for the equation of the line, we just take the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b. The m is the slope. So we just take the slope and we write it instead of m right there. And the b stands for the y-intercept. So the y-intercept we have to read from the graph. It's that point on the y-axis where the line crosses the y-axis. And so you have to read the y-axis. And in this case, it's not crossing perfectly on a number. So we have to look at, all right, it's greater, the y-intercept is greater than 1, but less than 1.5. So 1.25, it looks like it's right in between 1 and 1.5. And then we just write that instead of b. So that is how to use a solver to solve for equations of the line. Here is a practice problem for you to do, and your teachers have the answer to it. So check your work. When you're done, ask your teacher, what is the answer to the practice problem? Be careful because these graphs are decimals. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So you need to pick 2 points and label them, write them here. x1, y1, x2, y2. Calculate the rise, calculate the run, divide the rise by the run to get the slope, and then fill out the equation of the line. I know you can do it, physicists. You have this.